it's me. How is everyone? Hope you're doing well. Let me just see if we have gone live. This is always that time. Don't need that. New subscriber to my newsletter. Always like one of those. I am live. Yay! So that's good. Marvellous. Marvellous, marvellous. So how is everybody? I hope you are well. It is very hot and sunny here, and I accept that there are parts of the world where low 30s would not be hot. Hello, Debbie. However, in the UK, low 30s is quite unusual, and we don't have the infrastructure to deal with it. Hubby and I do have air conditioning in the bedroom, which we are using a lot at the moment, but that's it. We don't do. Hello, Suzanne from Washington. The UK doesn't do a lot of air conditioning, certainly from a domestic point of view. It's just not something we do. So, yeah. Anyhow, sorry, there's something very odd on the floor. Oh, it's a die cut. In fact, it's a fussy cut piece. Couldn't work out what it was. Hi, B. Hello, Judith. So, yes, warm and sunny in the UK. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be the last day. Actually, I think today's the last really hot day. Tomorrow, it's down to the mid-20s, which I call bearable. And then we'll have our inevitable thunderstorms over the weekend, and then it will be just nicely sunny next week. Wish it was hot here. It's winter. I know, Debbie. I'm sorry. I know. But for what it's worth, and I don't know what it's like where you are in Australia, the problem that hi Nora, the problem that we have in the UK, and certainly where I am, is because we're right in the middle of the country, it tends to be very humid. So it's not just that it's hot, it's humid. I can do dry heat and dry cold. Don't have a problem with those. Add any humidity in and it kills me. Absolutely kills me. So cold, wet winters, hate them. Hot and humid summers, not a fan. Put me in the middle of a desert, I'll be fine. This is my chilled. I'm a Great T2 fan, which is an Australian company, although I gather it's owned by Unilever, so anyway. But they've brought out, this is called Mango and Mint or something, and it's a cold brew. Loving it. Hello, Claire. Yeah, humid does suck, Debbie. So, ever being if you're going to have irony, embrace it. We're playing with the whatever the weather card kit is today. Hi, Lorna. Yes, I'm melting as well. I'm being really brave. I don't have either of my fans on. It's slightly less humid today, I think. Either that or I'm just getting used to it. Hi, Jessie from Florida. Hi, Audrey. Hope it's okay where you are up in Scotland. So, I've left the cellophane on because when I do kits, I start with just taking the cellophane off. Anyone else's glue going runnier? Oh, yes. So it's not only the glue that's going to go that is runnier, it's also your alcohol inks, because alcohol and heat kind of go together quite nicely. So I would say that unless you really, really, really have to use your blends at the moment, I would avoid it because they're going to be a lot harder to control. Hi, Marlene from an overcast and muggy Wisconsin. Oh dear, I'm sorry it's overcast and muggy. Anyway, so I'm going to flip you down and we're going to open up the No Matter the Weather card kit. Now, I know that some of you, those of you in North America, and I include Canada in that, who get Paper Pumpkin, I know that this was a paper pumpkin, or it's based on what was a paper pumpkin, but for those of us outside North America, this is quite exciting because we don't do paper pumpkin. So let me just flip the camera down and start opening up. So literally, now I will be replacing some things that are in here with my versions of them, and I'll let you know what I mean by that when we get there, because I don't exactly know what's in here, because I haven't opened it, obviously. Hello, Margaret. So, right, if it's morning, I'm guessing you're in the States, or North America anyway. So, cellophane off. Oh, and I've now got a fly in the room. It is at least only a fly and not a wasp. We're beginning to get wasps. It's so funny to hear you talk about the difference in your glue markers. That's how ours are all the time. Well, yeah. If you're in Florida, they would be. So we have a stamp set. We have a basic grey ink spot. And then we have a cellophane wrapper. So let's get, or a plastic wrapper. So let's get that out. I'll put my box to one side. Can I just say, I so nearly missed 3 o'clock. I'm busy using some of the new stuff from the new mini catalogue, and I was so engrossed that, yeah, nearly missed it. I suddenly went, oh no, it's 2:55. Wasn't quite the language I used though. Anyway, so let us open up this. Now, there are videos on our kits on the Stamping Up YouTube channel. However, I am covering most of the kits and have already covered quite a few on some of my lives, because I think they are a great thing to have. Perfect present, let it be said. And yes, don't know what they are yet. There will be some Christmas ones. Just saying. Right, so we have, well, actually, let's find the instructions, because the instructions will tell us what we've got. I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to get rid of this block. I mean, not get rid of it, but I'm going to put it back in the box, because I'm going to use my nice, ergonomic, beautiful, filthy D-block, because they are actually the same size. So I'm going to use this because it's much nicer, and I'm going to put the basic grey ink spot back in the box because I'm going to use my basic grey. Just saying. So we have got, so there's a picture on the back of the instructions, and they're colour instructions, which I gather, yes, Debbie, Christmas card kits. But as I say, I don't know what they are, other than in the new mini catalogue there is information that there will be kits, and even demonstrators have not been allowed to pre-order them or get our mucky paws on them. So yeah, very exciting. So this tells you more or less what's in the kit. There are also some QR codes that if you scan these, you can go to videos. So always useful to know. So our components are some glue dots. I will substitute my own glue dots. I like to keep the sheets so that if I'm traveling, I can take sheets rather than a reel, because sheets are easier to pack. So I'm going to replace with my mini glue dots. The twine I'm going to keep out. This is, I'm guessing, Pear Pizzazz. Yes, because our colours are Balmy Blue, Basic Grey, Calypso Coral, Grey Granite, Pear Pizzazz, Petal Pink, Shaded Spruce, and So Saffron. So this is Pear Pizzazz and white twine. Then we've got these teeny weeny little embellishments, which are raindrops and then just some circles. Teeny weeny self-adhesives. Some dimensionals, which, as I am about to run out of large dimensionals, am I? Yeah, those are mini. That's an empty packet. That's useful. I've got make that 3 empty packets on my desk. So that's helpful, isn't it? So I will be using these. Then we've got our card fronts. So we've got some willies, a stormy scene, and a less stormy scene, more of a watery scene. So those are our card fronts. Then we've got envelopes, which are printed on the inside. So we've got petal pink, shaded spruce and so saffron as our envelopes. And they do go all the way down the front, but not this back bit. I'm not doing alternatives. I might do, oh look, we've got some leftovers projects, but that's all. Card fronts, die cuts, more card fronts, and the card fronts are just white. And these are North American size, so they're, I think you call them A2, do you, in the States? This is nothing like A2 for the rest of the world, I would hasten to add. A2 in the rest of the world would be larger than my grid paper. In fact, about twice the size of my grid paper. So I always get confused when people refer to A2 cards, because I think they're huge and would never get through anyone's letterbox. And then we've got some labels for stamping, and then of course our piece of card, which I will put back in the box. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3 sheets of die cuts, and they're all exactly the same. So I'm going to put 2 away because I'm going to make 1 of each of the cards, just so that we can see how they are put together. Let's get rid of the wet wipe that I was using for what I was doing when I was getting waylaid. Right, now things to know. We're going to need to measure the twine, and there is a handy dandy ruler down the side, and it's inches one way and centimetres the other, so whichever way you work, it's there. Colour instructions, and they are literally just start here and work through. It is no more than that. So it's all pictorial is basically what I mean. So I'm going to start with the first one. There's a surprise. I'm going to start with the first one. How amusing. Right, so block. It's telling me that I need the dotty dots from my stamp set. I'm just going to take those off. Now, thing to bear in mind with photopolymer stamps, 2 things to bear in mind with photopolymer stamps, and it's one of them I've only just recently discovered. Your rose kit arrives today, only ordered on the 18th. Wow! Judith, that's amazing. The rose kit is pretty special. My team are going to be getting the rose kit very soon because it's my 5th anniversary. Now someone thought I said my 50th anniversary. It's my 5th anniversary of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at the end of the month. If my husband and I ever get to our 50th wedding anniversary, it will be a miracle, because we've only been married for 6 years this November. So that would be quite difficult. We would be very old. Very old. We would both be well over 100. Anyway, so first thing to remember about photopolymer stamps, regardless of the weather, is that they, in order to release them, I know I say this every time, but in order to release them from the mould that they are made in, there's a spray finish thing. So it's a bit like a non-stick spray that they use, which sometimes stays on the ink, on the stamp. So you need to kind of just rub it with your hand, or alternatively you can use a good white eraser. That works too. But just get that finish off. The other thing, which I have learnt the hard way, is that they become very sticky in this weather, and they attach themselves to all sorts of things. I lost, now bearing in mind that my last card class was using the Euro Peach, I lost my peach. And I lost it when I was still filming the videos. Just saying, not the best thing to do. I found it on a completely different stamp set, on the outside of the box. Right, so I need to start with, I need to stop blethering and start. So this is the one I need to start with, and what they are saying I should do is ink up and just add some texture to this. So I guess what we're doing is adding, you know, it's raining stuff. Now, if you want to practice, just find yourself a piece of scrap paper and practice on that. I will use my grid paper, and it will be obvious if it's not stamping properly. So you could either do 1st generation or 2nd generation. I think I quite like the idea of doing a bit of both. And we're just concentrating on this bit down at the bottom here. Now in the picture it's all terribly well lined up. I don't do lining up. Anybody who knows me knows I don't do lining up. I think it looks weird. So I've got, yeah, I'm going to be offsetting, just saying. So that one can go there, and then we can come up here and do second generation, and then I think I'll do a bit of second generation along the bottom, because I think the first generation is quite dark. I do need to do a kind of bit there, I think, just to, otherwise it looked a bit obviously there were two places. The shipping at the moment, Judith, is really, really good. I have to say I did expedite some shipping, or an order. It was catalogues, I think, or was it my pre-order? One or the other. And actually, really wasn't worth it because the ordinary shipping was so good anyway. So unless I desperately need something the following working day, I'm not going to bother, because it won't arrive the following working day. Let me tell you, it's still going to go through customs. May work on the continent, but not so easy on our little island. Anyway, so I need the daffodils in the welly boots, and a bunny rabbit, little white bunny rabbit with petal pink ears, and a heart. There's going to be lots of hearts left, that much I can tell you. Now, I am a bit of an anti-Pip, so, and I don't mean anyone's dog called Pip, or we have a bat that flies around our courtyard in the dusk, which we call Pip, the pipistrelle. Don't mean him or her, whichever it is, and I think actually there's more than one. I just don't like these Pips. I think they're ugly, but they do their job. So I like to just get rid of them. These aren't actually as bad as some. No, that's all right. Let's have a look at this. This has got a bit down the middle as well. So that's fine. There's one there. Just need to get rid of that. Sometimes they're easier to see from the other side because you can't see the pattern. One down there. And the pattern can distract, which is just as well, because if you don't take the pips off, the pattern will distract. Right, so that's that. Okay, stamping. We love, Let Love Grow is what we need. So that's this one, Let Love Grow. So again, now, you don't like hearts. I love hearts. I don't like pips. I don't like pips on hearts. If you've got a thin, and hello Barbara, hadn't realised you joined us. If you've got a long thin stamp, put it down and pick it up. Don't put it straight onto your block because it maybe bends. You're going to make one of the kits up for a friend's birthday. Oh, wonderful! She's 84, unable to get out now, so she will be able to send the cards to her friends. That is a wonderful thing to do, Judith. Perfect way to use the rose kits. Make them up, give them to someone, or just give the kits, if it's someone who's a bit more dexterous, you can just give them to someone to make, and then they can give the kit as well. So let me, I haven't rubbed it. It was pooling. I don't think you're going to be able to see that, but I've got little dotty dots on my stamp, as in the ink didn't sit properly on the stamp, so it showed dotty dots. But no, Barbara, I love hearts. Love hearts. Right, so that is that. So all we need to do is basically put the whole thing together. So we just follow the instructions. The first thing we need to do is have a look at this. So if it's a little hexagon, it's not a hexagon, it's a six, whatever 6 is. Anyway, if it's one of those, it's a dimensional. If it's just a splodge, it's a glue dot. So we want a glue dot on our heart, which is easy. So glue dot on our heart. Then we want a dimensional on, hello Jenny, we want a dimensional on here. As I've got a single dimensional sitting looking at me, I will use that. And then the suggestion is that there are 6 on the welly boots. So let's break this open. Sorry Audrey, she doesn't like me breaking them open, I know. Now Audrey, have you got some large dimensionals now? Perfect, Judith. I think they are just perfect gifts. They're also perfect if it's someone who you think might like to craft, because it's got everything you need, and some of the kits you don't even have to stamp. So they're really easy. But I think that's a great gift to give someone to see if they do enjoy papercraft. Right, so let's put our welly boots on first. Oh, I found a pip. Found a pip! No! Where was it? It was there. Got rid of the pip. There we go. Saw a pip. Oh, that was a moment. Right, so let's pop our welly boots there. Then our little rabbit over the edge of our welly boots. Gosh, it's a friendly rabbit. Right, so it needs to be kind of on the level with the welly boots. Otherwise they've got it slightly in the air. I'm going to bring it down a bit because it's my project. I can do that. Now, if you find with your glue dots that they don't want to come off, just twist them a bit and they'll come off. So we put a little heart over our bunny rabbit, and then on this we put some more dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. You've got some somewhere, Audrey. Good. Because I know the idea of using baby dimensionals is kind of, you know, Ooh, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to put that down just yet because we need to add some twine, and I want to be able to find the end. There we are. I want to be able to put my twine underneath my sentiment, and apparently I need 11 inches. That's a huge amount. Really? Need 11 inches? 9. 10, 11. Okay, so this is 11 inches. Where I've got my thumb is 11 inches, and we've got to do 1, 2. Okay, yeah, I'll do 11 inches. I can, yeah, I think a little less will do. I'm going to do a little less because I'm just being awkward like that. Wabbit, yes, absolutely, a little wabbit, little baby wabbit. Right, so I'm going to put a glue dot on the end of my label there, and because it doesn't actually tell us how we're going to attach our twine to our label. It just says put it there, which is not helpful really. But anyway, I put a little glue dot. So I'm going to, I have got the right end, yes I have. So I'm going to go 1, 2, oops, 3. There we go. So it's like that. Going over the rabbit. It's going over my rabbit. Okay, I'm going to push this way because I can. So it doesn't go quite over my rabbit quite to the same extent, because otherwise it's going to irritate his little rabbit eyes. Right, so on that then goes on to one of our card fronts, and we are done with our first card. But of course, the first thing I have to do is take the pips off, because that's just how I am. So yes, so these cards are going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is for those of us outside of North America a slightly odd size. It's a nice size, don't get me wrong, perfectly happy with it, but it is not a usual size for us. Okay, who's taken my, there it is, bone folder. Bone folder. Right, now I'm going to use some just seal for this. The idea is that you use glue dots, which is fine, but I'm just going to use some seal because it's kind of just a bit easier to use than glue dots. The main thing with glue dots is particularly the ones that are in the kit, and don't get me wrong, because they're in the kit it means if you give them as a present they've got everything. Day 6 of bronchitis, nasty. That's why I haven't looked for them using them in his. Oh, that means tired and wiped out, does it? I'm sorry you're tired and wiped out, Audrey. That's not good. And Jenny, I'm really sorry you've got acute bronchitis. That's miserable. So that is our first card. And it's very pretty. So for those of you in North America, are these identical to the cards that were in the paper pumpkin? Just wonder. Idle curiosity. Right, so I now need my clouds and my cloudy sky. I've got my cloudy sky. Let's put my card to one side. So I need my block, which is here, so I need to clean this, and then we've got, no matter the weather, we're in it together to stamp, as well as our clouds. So let's pop that back and bring up our clouds. Hello Pam from Australia. This is more pertinent to you guys, I'm guessing, because it's, of course, Jenny, yes, you're in Melbourne. Are you guys locked down? I think you are, aren't you? So I'm just taking the finish off the stamps because I can. I must stop saying because I can, but I can. Right, so grey ink. So we are not stamping fully onto the card. We are going to be stamping over the edge. Bit cold. Bit cold in Australia. Right, so the main cloud is going to be kind of here-ish, and then another one kind of here-ish, and then one kind of off the top-ish, like that. Then, don't actually really need to clean that off at this stage, but I will. Then the other cloud, how dark is that? It's quite dark. I'm going to see if second generation works, because it is quite dark, particularly for these ones down here. I think second generation is better. Now one of them needs to be full generation, so that's interesting. Oh, I see. No, they are doing second generation. They're just not actually sort of saying that they're doing second generation, because that's what they've done. And then this one goes kind of there. So we have all of our clouds done. I need that still because we've got to stamp the sentiment. So let's get rid of that. And then I can use the same block, which is a C block, for my sentiment. And this is a solid sentiment, so I'm very happy to just stick it on. You're not Wabbit, you're just meaning it's, yeah, I get that. I was hoping you weren't Wabbit. Right, so we want one of these circles, and then we're going to want these willy boots here. Oh, I missed something off the last card. I've just realised, but that's fine. We can add it. So we can do it as a finishing touch. So we need that. Right. I forgot to put the sticky adhesive-y things on. The cloud stamp's lovely, Audrey. it really is nice. Right, so I'm just going to get rid of the finish, get rid of the pips. Ooh, another one. You can do this with a nail file, by the way. You enjoyed putting this kit together. I'm so pleased. I think it's a really nice kit. And Joy of a Circle, doesn't matter where you stamp it, is going to be right. You can stamp it at a really odd angle, and it really doesn't matter. Right, I think that is all our stamping done for that card. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy putting this one together. Right, because it's lots of layers. Okay, let's depip. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. That's fine. And then our flowers. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. And I've depipped that already. So, what we need is another 11 inches. Twice. Okay. So we're doing that. Doesn't quite tell us how we're going. I'm going to do something different because I can. Okay, so I think I need to raise that, lower that camera a wee bit. Let me just check that that's not gone too far the other way. Just realised that, no, that's better. When I look down, it's not that easy to see me, which the whole point is so that you can see me if you have bad hearing. Right, so I'm going to wrap my twine around my wellies twice, because that's what it says to do. Then I'm going to tie it in a bow, because I think that is probably going to be easier in the long run. So that's what I'm going to do, because I can always move my bow around to where I want it to be. So I'm going to just tie it and then sort it out later. Now, if you have a problem tying a bow on twine, tie a full knot first and then tie your bow. No one's going to know. Just saying. Much easier. Right, so I can then manipulate this just by curving the wellies. And she said, just. Understand that whole, you know, just. Just going to, there we go, that's what I want to do. So I've got my knot on this side, so I can have that doing what it's meant to be doing, but just as a knot. Okay, so the sentiment just gets stuck straight onto the card. Actually, I'm going to position everything first. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there, and then this goes over the top. Okay, that's fine. So I do want this quite low down. So I want this so that it's going over the grass at the bottom. Then we want dimensionals on our welly boots. Will that fit? Just. If you want a really small bit of dimensional, that's what the edge pieces are for. And in fact, I think I might delicately peel that off and take an edge piece because it's narrower. Right, so we can stick this piece on. These dimensionals are slightly spongier than than our normal dimensionals. They're fine, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with them, I'm just saying they are a little spongier. Right, we want this so that it doesn't go over the sentiment. There we are. So that's that, and then we want flowers, and we want a dimensional there, there, and there. And the reason we're not putting them everywhere is because they're going to be overlapping our welly boots. So they're going to come over the top of our welly boots. Not so much that they're covering everything, because we like these buckles, but they are coming over our welly boots, like that. And then we need the thing that I left off the previous one, which I will come back to. We need 5 raindrops. 5, a nice odd number. You know I like my odd numbers. So 1, 2, 3. These are really cute. We had things very similar to this in the last annual catalogue. I think it was in the last annual catalogue. Anyway, I still have some. And there. We have similar but not the same in the current catalogue, but the ones that we've got at the moment are different shapes. I'm going to resist taking the pips off during the video or the live, because it takes time. I will, however, if you know me, I will be over these pips like nobody's business once we're finished, because I don't like pips. Right, so this goes on here, and we have our second card. Just going to tie that a little bit tighter. This is where, as I say, you might want to do a knot before you do your bow. And what I forgot to do with this one was to add 5 round dots round our willies. So we've got 1 there. Now these you can, if you want, possibly not in the middle of high summer, you can colour with your blends, but as I say, at the moment your blends are going to be very runny. Just saying. Just warning you. If you're in the UK, your blends are going to be liquid. Right, last card. Okay, so this is the one which is going the other way. So it's going landscape, not portrait. And we need raindrops and dashes. So let me find smaller blocks. Dash, I think we can put on a... Can I just tell you, I'm absolutely melting. I'm going to need to have a quick drink of water, otherwise I might fall over. Just saying. Oh, that's yummy. Mango and mint. Cold brew. Yum, yum, yum. Right, so again, we're going to be doing some 2 generation stamping, looking at the picture. Ink pad is now under dimensionals, which is why I can't see it. So let's get rid of that. Let's find our raindrops and just rub our stamp a bit to get the finish off. And there's lots of hearts here. Right, okay, I'm going to do my dashes first, and these are definitely 1st and 2nd generation. I'm going to start down here because this will give me my height. So I'm going to do that one first, then I can do this one, which is perfect, though I say so, who shouldn't. Then we can do the one next to the welly boot, and over here. Oh, breeze just came through my studio. Oh, that was wonderful. I am doing slightly different dashes from the ones on the card on the instructions, but then that's me. Why follow instructions? I mean, you know, it's fine. Right, and then raindrops. Now the raindrops do have an up and a down, so it's kind of useful to have them going in the right direction. We're not in Scotland where the rain comes from every possible angle. Sorry, Audrey, but it does. I know people who have said that there is no point in having an umbrella in Scotland because all the rain's going to do is come up from underneath. So why bother? So we're just adding, I think I'm being too careful, I think I need to just go for it, just be random, do a bit of first and second generation. Now you can be clever if you want and do things like masking off your boots so that you can come in like that. Just make sure you know, mask them off. I mean, you could theoretically have them over the top, I suppose. Oh, I've missed lots of chat. You're going to have, it's 12:40 in the morning, Jenny, good grief. Have a nice sleep and feel better. It's true. Thank you, Audrey, it is true. The rain goes in every direction in Scotland, including up. I have to say I don't think it's just Scotland, but Scotland is known for it. Right, so lots of raindrops. Yesterday I was watering the garden and I was thinking, when I was about a tenth of my current age, I used to love running through the sprinklers. I want to do that again. I mean, oh, I need to stamp. I seriously, yesterday I would have happily run through the sprinkler. I've done that. Have I done that? Yes, I've done that. That's the raindrops I need. I would absolutely happily have run through the sprinkler and I wouldn't have cared. In fact, at various points I did walk through the sprinkler in quite a long dress and it was wonderful because my dress was wet and it was just wondrous. Right, what do I need? I need that one. The other sentiment. I need you are capable of amazing things, and I need to take it off and put it back on again because it was bent. There we go. Right. Why didn't I? Well, as I say, I nearly did. I might well this afternoon because I will be watering the garden again. You don't own a brolly, Audrey? No, it is a complete waste of time in Scotland. And as I say, probably here. I mean, when I worked in London, because London's got lots of tall buildings, more so now than it used to. And by London, I'm talking about the square mile, the city of London. So if there is bad weather, it tends to funnel. So you get wind funneling down the roads. So your umbrella turns inside out anyway. Right, you are capable of amazing things. Is it going that way? No, it's going that way. Okay. Not that it really matters. It's my card. I can put it whichever way I want. You are capable of amazing things, and we all are. Right, so I now need a long piece of twine. I need 32 inches, apparently. I think I might stick at 30. I can't believe that 2 inches is going to make that much difference. And the reason I'm saying that, oh, actually, it's 9. I thought it was 10. So 9, 18, 27, 36. I want 32, 30, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. There we are. Right, I'm being very good. I'm actually doing 32 inches. Oh, frozen banana on a stick. Oh, can you freeze it? I suppose you can freeze a banana. I know they go black if you put them in a fridge. I've only got one banana and it's very squishy at the moment and I'm having it for breakfast. But otherwise I would. Right, so this needs to go round the card twice with an end. So 1, 2, right, I want a longer end than that. So let's dangle it so that I've got, that'll do, 2 lengths the same. Now this I am going to tie in a knot and I will show you then the difference between doing it with a knot and doing it without a knot when you tie your bow. I mean, you're not going to be able to see a huge difference, but you will be able to see that one is a bit more secure than the other. So I'm putting it reasonably tight, but I'm not going mad. And then I'm going to be good. I'm going to do a reef knot, a proper knot. So that is now there. That is solid. Yeah. And I can have one lying over the other if I want, which is what they've got. So I can actually cross them. If you want to cross them, doesn't matter. And then you can just tie your bow. And it then means that when your recipient gets the card, it doesn't matter what happens, this bow is going to be solid. They are doing very big bows. I don't know if I'm quite into these huge bows, but anyway, it's fine. Right, so I need the die cut sheet, which I have buried under my ink pad just for a change. So we've got all of these welly boots, which I am going to have to de-pip. I'm sorry. It's got to be done because they're going onto a onto a card. Let's get rid of the bits in the middle. Like that. You have to wrap it tightly in cling film. Oh, okay. Seemingly tastes just like banana ice cream. Oh! Sorry, Lorna. That's lovely. Yes, you don't want to wrap yourself in cling film and put yourself in the freezer. Although I have to say, I do like getting things out of the freezer at the moment. It's jolly nice. Even the fridge. Whoa! The only problem is if you get something out of the fridge, shut the door, and then realise that you've forgotten something. Our fridge, anyway, because it's so hot outside, you have to wait a bit before the fridge will open again. So, right, so that's going to go there, which means our bow needs to go very slightly towards the end or the edge of our card. There we go. Right, okay. We're on construction. So, dimensionals. 3 at the top and 2 at the bottom, apparently. Okay. So, 3 at the top. That's the top. 1, 2, 3, and 2 at the bottom. 1, 2, if you want, and I think I do. You can put one in the middle. Can't believe they haven't given you enough dimensionals that you can do that. So let's remove the backings. This is actually quite a quick card, I think. I mean, I don't think it's quite as fussy as I was expecting it to be. That needs to be straight. There we go. Get my ends out of the way. Pop my sorry, it was in a very obvious place. Right, so that goes there, and this gets just dots, otherwise known as tape, on the back, and that covers the holes in our willies. And I can now, if I want, which I do, bring this back a wee bit. And then this just, oh, no, raindrops falling on my head, wish they were. Again, we want 5. Oh, there are 10 in a row, that's useful. So, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there's 6. They've only listed 5, but there's 6. Okay. I'm tempted to miss one out and just go straight over here. I would be happier if they were straight, which they're not quite, but anyway, you understand what they should look like. That is completely crooked, that's better. Right, tape. There we go, and then we need a card front, and yes, I will de-pip it later. Burnish. And pop that onto the front preferably without sticking yourself to it, the front of our card. So we have got our 3 cards. Let me clear the decks a wee bit so you can see what we've made. And they're such fun. And I will dream of rain this evening until it then rains really, really hard and we have a flood. They are a bit fiddly, aren't they? But anyway, so there we go. Let me hold them up one at a time. So this is our first one. Ooh, I don't think the camera's straight, but never mind. That's actually, it wasn't the first one. This was our first one. And then this is the last one. Now, of course, what you can do, if you wish, is stamp on the inside as well. Because we've got stamps that you can do that with, because we've got clouds. Where have I put the stamp set? Where have I rashly thrown the stamp set? Oh, under the ink pad. Of course it's under the ink pad. We've got flowers, we've got hearts, we've got, this is wishing you brighter days ahead, which we haven't used. So clouds can go on the inside, hearts, this little flower. So all sorts of things can go on the inside if you wish. So there you are. I hope you've enjoyed watching it being put together, as Judith has already done. Buy them for presents or do up a pack. I know this doesn't have the box that the rose one has, but you can do them up as a set and maybe pop them in one of the ombre bags. So you could do a set of 3 and that you get 9, so you could do 3 sets of 3, pop them in one of those ombre bags, and they would make a really nice gift for someone. Just a thought. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so. I will bring up the small, I call it the small webcam, the face, that one, me. So yes, if you don't already subscribe, if you would care to, please do. A thumbs up always helps. Interaction with videos means that more people see my videos, so it's really great when you interact. So have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, everyone. The one with the pairs of wellies is great, Audrey, and as I say, particularly good for Scotland, I feel. Although it's going to be pretty good for down here over the weekend. Have a super time, everyone. If you've got any questions after we've finished, do leave them in the comments. I will be photographing these and putting it on my website sometime soon. Hubby is still not terribly well, so lots and lots of time looking after the garden for me and not for him. Hello, Catherine. We're literally just finishing, but you can watch it back as a replay, so that's good. So yes, have a super time for the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing some of you again on Tuesday. Don't forget to look at Simple Stamping Saturday, which is always very popular, and I will see you again very, very soon.